is made or spread or any of that. We're going to actually provide people one day. We're going to realize, just as we did in the New Deal, which, people here may not love the New Deal, but one thing about the New Deal and the GI Bill and after World War II, and I would argue despite its problems during COVID, for the most part, when you put money in people's hands, it produces a greater economy.
Well, I actually agree with Elon on this whole UBI as inevitability idea. And I think that in order to keep the peace, because we have an ever-widening disparity between the rich and the poor, I think that we're going to get to a place where we have to do it in order to maintain social structure.
Totally.
People, so it's just not chaos and violence. So I actually do think UBI is going to be, I don't think we'll get around it.
And I will tell you, I know of many, many ways, but my team personally is attempting a way to produce universal income in an experiment that would not involve government or taxes. But, whether ours works or not, or people believe that we know what we're talking about or not, more important to report to you is there's many people working on this problem who are not in government, figuring out a way. How can they create an economic system that's greater than the money that they put in and get a few transaction fees to keep themselves alive? Lots of experiments that are being done right now that are not in the news, that people don't know is going on in this world. There's so much good news going on in the world with very serious threats at the same time that I track just like everybody else does. But a week and a half ago, there was an attempt to plant 1 billion trees in a 24-hour period, and they almost reached that number. But they got 30 million people involved to plant trees in a 24-hour period. I understand this may seem very far-fetched from the stuff we started talking about, but I do think that the point is that ordinary human beings are doing very extraordinary things right now, not in government, outside of government.
That's really cool. I mean, totally a little bit off topic, but kind of on topic is one thing that I don't like in our current structure. I don't believe in the idea of combining health insurance with employment. I have a problem with that. I mean, I just want to see people flourishing. I want to see a happy, healthy. There's something wrong going. I don't know. I want to see people more fulfilled. And I don't like that some people stay with jobs that they hate because of the benefits. I just think that's inherently fucked up. I don't like that. I think and I also don't like that benefits are a huge burden on small business owners. The benefits that they're able to offer are fucking abysmal. It's a scam at this point. And they're basically strong-armed into having to do it. And it's just a huge burden on them. I don't like it. I don't like the way that the whole model is structured, personally.
It's a very interesting topic, given I believe it was 60 Minutes a couple weeks ago, the big piece on egg freezing and the amount that companies are offering their employees to do that even earlier than their age of last freeze, if you will. And I think you will. Very pricey. The companies are footing the bill.
I mean, maybe I missed it. What were you referring to?
A lot of the first world companies out there that are kind of the blue chips, like Oracle or like Salesforce or something. There's a lot more these days that are offering women to do an egg freezing program, which is like $40,000-$50,000. and 10 years ago was not really covered by anybody. Only places that have incredible premium offerings for their insurance, but it's just becoming this thing that these big corporations are like, all right, yeah, we'll do it, along with half your paternity leave as well. It's getting a little dicey out there.
It's very interesting. Tommy, did you catch any of our excitement earlier? Did you hear Brad today?
Oh man, I'm not sure. I think I don't know. His voice pops into my head every 25 minutes or so. But what did he say?
Well, it's not the words that he used. It was the tonality. It was who it was directed towards. Pretty much every woman on the stage, which started with Miss Shirley. And then he had smoke for everybody. But it was if you ask me, it was fun. Maybe some of the people that were experiencing the wrath were not having as much fun. And then I missed some of it, much of it actually, some of the highlights I missed. I probably would have intervened with the Shirley stuff just because, I don't know, she's my elder. But,
well, how do you mean wrath?
Anybody want to explain this? Because, I missed some of it. Dippity or Holly, were you guys there for that?
No, I wasn't here.
It was a full-on shakedown roast fest. He got everybody that he could target with what he felt was, worthy of his memory.
In other words, the wrath, I wasn't here, but the wrath is what you're making it sound.
You can listen to the playback. Actually, I recorded the whole thing. It's called The Brad Show. It's on the Anonymous Reporter.
I love Brad, right? I also love Shirley. I mean, I like most people here, but I don't take. Brad gets upset sometimes. He spews his venom, and then he comes back down to earth. And it is what it is. It doesn't bother me too much.
Hey, Holly, I appreciate that you're outspoken about things of how you feel, and you've had tolerance of some of the weirder people in the app, people like Sean Coleman and some of these people. I mean, you've tolerated some of the real weirdos, but then I was surprised in the room that was calling out in the muff and saying how Mojo is off track and whatever the whole thing was. What can you clarify what your position was about where you think that this particular house is off track?
I don't think it's off track. I was just kind of surprised when, you and Monica suddenly teamed up. I just didn't see it coming.
What do you mean teamed up? I mean, I have everybody.
Yeah, what do you mean you teamed up?
Yeah, I have everybody modded here. Does that mean me and Tommy are teamed up?
Well, I haven't been on that often the past month, so. But I just popped back in. I just seemed like she was hosting a lot of rooms and kind of doing her vibe in your rooms, and I just thought it was surprising.
It sounds like they kind of teamed up for a little bit. That's what I mean.
Well, I will say, with my full throat, that I think Monica is intelligent, and I think she's funny, and I think she curates good conversations. I also think that she's very different from me, and so I don't know. I think their spaces can be good. Do you think anything bad has happened, or is it a degradation from the normal programming?
No, I don't think so.
She just said she was surprised. surprise. That's all. And it could be a good surprise. You know, you see how it turns out. Just mix a couple of flavors together that wouldn't normally be. Let's see where it goes, kind of thing.
Yeah, Christy, who normally has interesting opinions, she said, I'm more surprised by Mojo teaming with John Kitover. Yeah, this is definitely a surprise to me as well. But the surprise, the conditions that created this is Clubhouse deciding to make the decision for the people that open the room that they would give people anonymous accounts. So if you guys recall, I used to open a room. If somebody said, hey, that fucking guy is streaming the room, and then I would look and I'd be like, oh, okay, this must be him. Let me go ahead and remove that. And I did that because, you know, there was a vibe about, hey, we don't have replays on, so if you're not going to record the room, streaming it didn't make sense. But I was forced to rethink my entire position about John, and more importantly, forget about John, the idea of streaming a room at all. The app itself is recording the room. Anybody has the capability of doing a screen record if they want to, and you can't really control what they do with it there. And so when Clubhouse took the tool away from me, I started thinking about it. So then I was like, all right, let me go see, now that this is the world I have to live with, where I can't kick out Anonymous, let me go see, like, what is he actually doing over there that's